In this video, we will understand how to build responsive UI in Flutter using MediaQuery. We will see what MediaQuery is, what data it provides, and how to use it to adapt layouts for different screen sizes and orientations. MediaQuery is a way to access device and screen information in Flutter. It tells us things like screen size, orientation, padding, text scale, and more. So for getting the data from the MediaQuery, come inside the build method and here create a variable, and let's name this variable as MediaQuery data. Now to get data, here you can simply mention MediaQuery and then of and current context. Okay. Now this media query data will have all the media query details. Now inside this media query, you can have some other details like screen size and orientation. Let's say you want to access the screen size. Okay. Then what you can do, either you can directly use this my query data inside your widget and then you can access the size property, or otherwise you can create a one more variable as size and then you can simply assign the size inside it. Now this size variable will have the screen's current height and current width detail. Okay. For example, let's say you want to create an container, right? And the height and width should be dynamic. Like if the screen size is small, then your container should be small. Otherwise, it should be large, right? Then what you can do inside the center widget, here you can add a container widget. Okay. Then for height, here you can simply assign the height as size.height and multiply by 0.2. So this 0.2 means my height is going to be equal to 20% of the available height. So let's say if current height is 100 pixels, then the height of this container is going to be 20 pixel. Okay. And the same way you can assign the width to it. For example, here you can add the width property on this container and here you can mention size.width and this will be multiplied by 0.2. And also give a color to this container. So here add a color and give the blue color to it. Now if you save the code and run the application, then you can see here we are having a container and it's having 20% of height and 20% of the width. Now let's say if you want to increase this size, right? Then here you can mention 0.8, something like this. So this means it will occupy the 80% of the available height and 80% of the available width. Okay. Now if you save the code, then again you can see this time our container is taking almost all the available space, almost, not entire space. Okay. Now apart from this, you can also create the dynamic UI based on the screen size. For example, here you can add a if condition and then you can add a check like if the current width of your device is less than 600 pixel, then you can assume it's a mobile layout, right? Then here you can simply add a text widget which will simply say mobile layout. And also let's do one more thing, wrap this text widget inside the center widget and then also add the style and here make the font size as 24, right? Now if my current screen width is less than 600, then it will return the mobile layout. And let's say if the size dot width is less than 1000, which mean like the current width is less than 1000, then probably it should be tablet layout, right? So here I can simply say tablet layout, and if my width is greater than 1000, right, then it should be web layout or some larger layout, right? So from here I can simply return web layout. Now if I save the code and run the application, then you can see here I'm seeing mobile layout because my mobile width is probably 400 or 500 something, which means it's less than 600, and because of that here we are seeing mobile layout. But what if I rotate the device? Now you can see here when I rotated the device, then here we are seeing the tablet layout because this time width is greater than 600 but it is less than 1000. And now what if we run this application on the web browser, then probably we are going to see the web layout because this time the width probably should be greater than 1000. Okay. Now you can also play around with the orientation. For example, here you can create a orientation variable, and to get the orientation, you just need to add the orientation property of the media query. Now inside this orientation variable, you will always going to have the current orientation of the device. For example, let's see this by a simple example. Let's say here I have added a condition that if the current orientation is portrait mode, right? In that case, I will return a column, and inside this column, I will have a container, and this container will have the 20% height and 20% width of the current screen size, and then it will have a green color. Now just copy this above container and add it one more time, but this time change the color to orange. And to differentiate these container, here add a sized box, and this sized box will have the height of 20 and width of 20. Okay. Now here inside this else condition, just replicate this above column widget, but just change one thing. Instead of column, here add the row widget. Okay. Now if you save the code and run the application, then right now too we are in portrait mode. Okay. So because of that, we are seeing the green container above, and below this green container we are having orange container. Okay. But now if I rotate the device, then you can see here we are having two containers side by side. Green container is there, and in the right side it's having orange container. So see, using the media query, you can create the UI for the different scenarios. Now the same way you can also get access to the padding, like the padding which is given by the device. For example, let's do one thing, wrap this column widget inside the padding widget. Okay. Now for padding value, here simply mention media query data and then dot padding. Now if you save the code and run the application, then you can see here we are having this much of space, and this space is equal to the space which is taken by this notch thing. Okay. And this padding is always available in all the devices, so you need to consider this thing. Like for example, if you are not getting this, let's remove the app bar from here and also remove this padding widget from here. Now if I save the code and run the application, then you can see our green container is coming all above here, and because of this, this container is not properly looking. Or let's say apart from this container, probably we can have a text widget here, right? And the text widget will have some information inside it, and this information will be hidden from the user, right? So to fix this issue, what we can do, we can wrap this widget inside the padding, and we can add the padding value which we are getting from the media query. Now you see this container is having 100% visibility. Now to close this video, I just want to tell one thing. Don't ever use this media query outside of this build method, because outside of this build method you don't have direct access to context. And because of this, like if you create the variable outside of this build method, then you will have these kinds of error, like you don't have access to context. Okay. Now keep this thing in mind, that you need to use media query when you need the screen size, or you need the orientation or safe area information, or you need the accessibility values. Media query is global and device based. Okay. Because media query tells you about the device, and layout builder, which I talked about in the previous video, it tells you about the parent constraint, right? Both are important, but they solve different set of problems. So media query helps us build responsive Flutter apps by reacting to screen and device properties. So use it wisely, and your UI will scale beautifully across devices. If this video helped you understand media query, like and subscribe to Widget Wisdom. And in the next video, we will combine media query and layout builder for advanced responsive layout. So I'll see you in the next one.